So today I'm bringing you what I hope will be a fun little tag, and I'm going to talk you through my best luxe decisions. Hello, and the warmest of welcome to today's video. For those of you who haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Nick, glad to have you here. For those of you who have seen my face before, thank you so much for joining me again. I hope you're enjoying my videos. I put out videos roughly 3 times a week on a range of different topics, anywhere from fashion to slightly more personal topics. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then please do head down, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. I love chatting with you all. I'm all about living life loud, and what that means to me is being your authentic self, being proud to be you, and just celebrating who you are. Celebrating yourself and celebrating others. So, today, actually, let's do bag of the day quickly first. Bag of the day has been my Louis Vuitton Petit Noé GM Toledo Blue Epi Leather Vintage 1994, same age. We are the same age. Yeah. Anyway, there we have that great bag. Absolutely loving that bag style. That's really surprised me actually in terms of how much I've used it and how much I've enjoyed it. But anyway, luxe decisions. I wanted to create this because I've seen a number of videos where people, they do talk about their favourites of something, but quite often we hear the kind of luxury mistakes, luxury regrets, things I maybe shouldn't have done. And actually, I thought it'd be really nice to maybe have a little bit of a whip round everybody to see what they feel their best decisions that they've made from a luxe perspective are. And that might be, you know, the decision to buy something, the decision to return something, the way that something has made them feel. And I've got a mixture on this list, and I just felt like it could be something that would be really fun to hear over the years of collecting, purchasing, acquiring. What are the decisions that, you know, my fellow YouTubers are really glad that they've made when it comes to their particular collections or accumulations of high-end goods. So yes, hopefully keeping it really light and keeping it really positive. So yeah, let's go for it. And the first thing that I would say that I am really glad about is, let's just keep things light. I did not return this beautiful little bag. I bought this, didn't use it, was really struggling with the idea of, should I sell it? Do I regret it? And I'm so glad I didn't move this on, because there was a point in time where I thought I might, because these were sold out and were doing very well on the resale market. So I could have very easily got my money back if I'd have sold it. But I stuck with it. I thought, nope, I'm going to enjoy it, if nothing else, as a decorative piece. And actually, as it happens, I've been using it more and more. This will be probably a really great black tie bag for me, a formal bag. I haven't worn it to weddings, etc. recently, but only because the outfits don't go with this. But I absolutely love this with a very simple outfit and use this as a pop. So I'm really glad that I stuck with it, didn't return it, because I absolutely love everything about it. With the fact that it's Longchamp, I love the black leather, I love the Pikachu, Pokemon, so much fun. Do I wish it was a medium? Yes, I do. However, I love this, and I have grown an appreciation for it, even though I don't use it as much. I have grown an appreciation for it, and it is a bag that has a very specific purpose and a very specific place in my collection and my heart. So this will be in it for the long haul. So glad I kept it. It's beautiful, fabulous item. Now let's go for an item that I am particularly glad I purchased because it sparked a love affair with a brand. And this is my Mulberry Bayswater. I bought this pre-loved from Luxury Promise. I wasn't 100% because I wasn't sure how I would get on with the denim and how I would get on with the print, and oh, I adore it. I absolutely adore it. This is my second Bayswater. This is my first, sorry, I've got another Bayswater. They will not be my last, I will keep adding, but it sparked my love affair with Mulberry. So I had my set of cufflinks, but those have a very specific time and place. This, I just fell in love with. Then I added the Nile mock croc into the collection. Then I added the yellow backpack, and oh, I'm just obsessed. If you saw my recent wish list, you will know how I really would love a Mulberry scarf as well, and I would love the Mulberry Monopoly. I want mulberry items from across the range. I'm just so glad that I bought into this brand, and I believe in what it stands for from a sustainability perspective. I like supporting brands as well where the staff are incredibly friendly and you feel valued as a customer. I feel valued as a Mulberry customer, and I haven't bought all of my Mulberry pieces from the store, but the fact that they still value me as a customer, as a owner of their products, regardless of where they were purchased from, that means a lot to me. So I love these. I think it is great. I'm so glad that I bought into this. And I've mentioned how Mulberry bags often feature on people's first bag list, and then they quickly move them on, or they quickly get moved to the back of the queue. These will always be at the front of the queue for me. I absolutely love them, and I'm so glad that I went for it, bought this, because at the time it felt like a lot of money to spend, and it was a lot of money to spend, but I'm really glad that I did it. It's a beautiful bag, so happy with it. Next up is the fact that I used luxury as a way to keep myself motivated when times were tough. I have been very honest about the fact that over the years I struggled with self-harm, and I've been very honest about that journey. I recently celebrated my kind of 2-year clear of an incident moment, but one of the things that I used in order to keep myself motivated and to keep myself going, as superficial as it may seem to some, I went through a process where I would buy myself every single month an item that I wanted, and I would otherwise have gone, no. I was using it as a way of recognizing and acknowledging the achievement every month that I was making. You know, the journey that I was on every single month, every single day that contributed to that month. Or it was, as it might seem superficial to some, like I said, to attach material goods to something, but for me, it kept me going, it kept me motivated. And also, when you've got those material goods, every time I looked at them, every time I used them, I would say, this isn't why I'm doing it, but this is a daily reminder of the fact that I am doing it. And the item that kicked all of that off was this. This was the 6-month purchase, and I used this a lot. And every time I carried this, I was filled with a sense of motivation, because this is a beautiful item. It's a beautiful bag, but it's what it symbolizes for me more than anything. This, to me, symbolizes my strength. It symbolizes my willpower. It symbolizes the fact that my health and my mental health is of paramount importance to me, and I am going to do everything I can do to make the most of it and to get on top of it and to be the best version of myself I can be for myself and those I care about. That's what this symbolizes to me. Every time I look at it, it was the first item that I bought for that purpose, and it's the one that means the most to me. It's so sentimental to me. It just symbolizes, like I said, it symbolizes my strength. It symbolizes my passion for myself and to basically keep up the fight, I guess. So that's what this means, and I'm glad that I've attached something to it, because I don't know if I'd have got to where I've got to if it wasn't for the fact that I could motivate myself and that I could link things that I wanted and have things that I could point to. You know, this diamond and tanzanite ring as an example, this was a gift, and it was a gift at the 1-year point, and it was, again, to symbolize that when times got tough, look at this ring, know that you're loved, know that you're cared for, and know that you can pick up the phone. And that's what this symbolizes to me. So this all means a lot to me. It's very sentimental. It's not just material goods. Some of it absolutely is, but there are very specific pieces, this being the main one, that means a huge amount to me. And it doesn't have to be the most expensive. It doesn't have to be the most glamorous. It just has to mean something to you. And this means something to me. So that's that. Second reason that this particular bag features on the list is because it sparked a love affair with other Longchamp Les Pliage medium top handles. We know this is probably my favourite bag style. And, you know, we stand Longchamp here. Some individuals say what they will about the brand. Don't knock it till you try it. That's all I can say. And this is the collection so far. I will be adding a 5th very soon. I will be adding a 6th not long after that. And yeah, we're gonna rock and roll. I absolutely adore them. They are beautiful. They are fabulous. None of them mean the same to me that this does, but I love them very much. And whilst I have this in my hand, another good luxury decision I made was to not customize my bags. I went through a phase not that long ago where the bags that I wasn't using, I thought, oh, F it. Would I use them more if I customized it? And I sent out for quotes to get these bags customized. I was going to customize this. I was actually, can you believe it, going to customize my Nile Mock Croc Bayswater. Can you imagine? This was the first and foremost though that I was going to get customized. I was going to get, you know, my love of Disney villain Maleficent. I was going to get one of the scenes from Sleeping Beauty painted on the front of this bag. And I got the quote for it and I was very close. And I thought, I'm just not using it, so maybe I'll use it more if I do that. I'm so glad I didn't, because the more I've used this bag just as it is, the more I've fallen in love with it, the more I get the charm of it. So yeah, lesson learned. Don't you know, rush to customize pieces that you don't necessarily need to. And actually, part of the reason that I thought, oh, I can customize this is I can always buy another one if for whatever reason I decide that I would like a non-customized version. But then they discontinued this particular colour, so I can't buy one. So I'm glad that I didn't do that. Glad that I didn't do that. So yes, good decision. Another great decision, and this is an item that I decided to return. I decided to return my small Gucci Boston bag in the silver. I thought this was very cute, but when it arrived, I was underwhelmed, and I was simply trying to convince myself that because it was Gucci, that I should like it. And I don't think that's a valid reason for owning something. And I was, you know, debating it, trying to style it, and I just couldn't make it work. And it was because fundamentally I knew I didn't like it, I knew I didn't want it. So I returned it, and I'm really glad I did, because I was stressed about it, and life is too blooming short to be stressing about luxury goods. It wasn't because it was the most expensive thing, it wasn't because I was stressed about the cost of it, but in terms of I can't afford it, I was stressed because I thought that's a lot of money to be sat there not being used, when I know that I'm not going to use it, and the only time it's ever going to see the light of day is when I do a bag collection video for YouTube. And that's such a silly reason to own something. So that went back, I got the money back, and actually I used the money from that, and I bought my Nile Mock Croc Bayswater. So much better use of the money, a bag that I love, a bag I adore, out of something that I wouldn't have otherwise used or enjoyed. So definitely one for me. And my final two. And again, these are kind of principles that are underpinned by specific items. And the first thing is buying what I love opposed to what I think I should like. Okay, and that might sound really obvious, but time after time, we think that because something is popular or because something is being, you know, heavily influenced or photographed or used, or lots of other people own it, we feel like we maybe should love it, and we feel like we're maybe missing a trick for the fact that we don't own that item, or we're not gravitating towards it. So you'll sometimes go for something. And actually, funny enough, that Gucci was probably a little bit of that. I thought, oh, this is a style that's quite popular. You know, the Y2K bag's coming back into style. Maybe I should love it too. It just doesn't suit me. However, an item that I really adopted this with was this. My Kurt Geiger bags, actually, in general, I would say, because I own 4 XXL Kensington flaps. Each of these are worth a fair amount. I've paid varying prices for them, but they're worth a fair amount. And actually, combining them, I could have gone and bought an LV bag, for example, for the price of the 4 of these combined. But I love them. They suit my style, they suit my personality, and, you know, I love now seeing a little bit more conversation about these beautiful bags, and I like to think and hope that I'm a part of starting that conversation on the tubes. But I just feel like they are very my style, very my aesthetic, and just because a brand or a style isn't necessarily being talked about doesn't mean it's not fabulous, doesn't mean it's not wonderful, and doesn't mean you shouldn't love it. So I very much adopted the I'm going to buy it because I love it, opposed to buying things that I think I should. And that's not something that anyone's imposing. It is just a feeling that you can sometimes get where you feel like you're missing something because you're not as in love with an item or a trend, but you still buy into it. If you're not in love with it, just don't go for it. And you know, this is an example of the fact that, you know, you should just buy what you love and buy what you feel matches your style, your personality, your aesthetic, because that's where you'll get the most enjoyment. And even though I don't use this bag every single day, every time I walk past it on my shelf, I smile. I do the same with my nylon Kensington flap. I do the same with the denim. They just make my heart sing, and that's important. An example of where I didn't do that and it didn't work out is this. This is my Burberry trench coat in this beautiful ice blue. I've spoken about this before, but this was an item that I felt like I should love because it's a classic and because lots of individuals look so incredible in them and style them so well and own them. I felt like I should love it, and I felt like I should feel great in it, and I should own one. But I don't feel great in it. I don't feel like it massively suits me. I don't feel very confident in it. And so I don't wear it. And I mean, it's bloody Burberry. So you should be wearing this stuff, or you should be loving it. If not, it should be going elsewhere. So this is an item that I go to and fro on in terms of what to do with it. I do think maybe, again, will I listen to your own advice, Nick? It should probably go, realistically, because this is a Battle of the Long Coat. This is, a luxe one. This is by another influence. It is bloody leopard print, not particularly expensive. I gravitate to this so much more than I gravitate towards this because I just feel like this one suits me. I just feel like it's my style. I don't feel like a fraud in it, to be honest. I don't feel like I'm trying to be something I'm not. Because actually my style, I don't think is overly classic, I would say. I have quite a brash sense of style. This suits it far better than the Burberry. So, yes. Go with what you love, and I have really tried to adopt that much more. I bought that Burberry coat back in 2019, so that is a lesson that I have learned over time, but yes, love that. And linked into that, but there is a specific item that just unlocked a whole next level of confidence in me as an individual. This item makes me feel so special. I am in love with it. I feel like a different person when I wear it, but just because my confidence goes from here to here when I put this on. And clothes, for me, I refer to them as suits of armor because I feel like you can deflect with clothes. I feel like I've always used clothing as a bit of a defense, and this for me is just my here the F I am, get it. This Karl Lagerfeld hot pink faux fur. I love this. I adore it. It just, like I said, it just makes me feel so incredible. So incredible. And it sparks so much joy in me when I wear it. I'm just going to put it on now. because it makes me so unbelievably happy. And I was nervous when I was in the store buying this, because I thought, when I walk out, I feel incredible in the store, but when I walk out and I want to wear this in the real world, you know, what is the reaction going to be? How are people going to treat me? How are people going to receive me? How am I going to get, you know, hurtful comments and all that stuff? And I get that stuff anyway. So I didn't want to amplify it. And I just thought, go for it. And it was the sales associate in Karl Lagerfeld. She was amazing. And she just said, she was like, you look so happy in it. She said, you clearly love it. She said, it suits you. She said, buy it. And sometimes you feel with a sales associate, they just want you to buy it because they want the sale. I really genuinely felt she was genuine, because she could see the internal struggle I was having, and I was vocalizing a certain amount of it. She was just building me up, and I loved it. So much so, you know that I like to recognize sales associates, and I will always email the store, the manager, pick up the phone, say how fab someone is. I did it for her, and then when I went in the next time, I made sure to say how fabulous she was, and to make sure that the manager knew exactly how she had made me feel and how incredible she'd made me feel. So that was, yeah, something that was really important, and buying this just unlocked a whole new level of my personality, and it really helped me with other aspects to just unlock a new level of confidence, and that means a huge amount to me. And like I said, the fact that I can link material items to emotion in that way isn't something that everyone will agree with, isn't something that everyone will understand. But for me, the fact that I can put on my clothes and feel empowered and feel like I've got this, when, you know, at 7 a.m. I didn't feel like I had that, but at 7:30 I put on my outfit, I feel next level and I'm gonna get the day. That for me is what clothing is about. It's what fashion's about. It's what luxury is about. It's about making you feel the best version of yourself that you possibly can. And it helps shift my mindset. And like I said, not everyone will have that. For some people, that boost comes from, you know, hanging out with their friends, comes from exercise, comes from all sorts of activities and sources. And don't get me wrong, some of my boost comes from that stuff too. But fashion for me is a really big way of boosting myself, making me feel just like I can take on anything. And another item that absolutely makes me feel that way, and then they're not luxury, but these Only Maker shoes. You know, let's push the boundaries. Not everyone gets on board, and that's okay. These make me feel so amazing. They make me feel like such a boss. I absolutely adore them. And yeah, the confidence that I feel in these, I don't give a crap if people are looking twice at me. I don't give a crap about the whispers that people say. I feel my best self, I feel incredible, and that's what it's all about. So these are another one that I just absolutely adore. They are just next level. Plus I think as shoes, they are just sexy. Are these not sexy boots? Oh, love them. If you're looking for something like a Valentino, like you've got the Valentino Tango boots now, but you just don't want to pay that price, I think these Only Maker 6-inch platforms, I think, are a great alternative. Just saying. So there we have it, everyone. Those are my best luxe decisions. That took a few emotional turns, but thank you so much for sticking with me if you have stuck with me. If you have, please put the lollipop emoji down in the comments. I love to see who has stuck through to the end. I would love to know some of my fellow YouTubers and friends' thoughts on this particular topic. Don't worry, everyone, yours don't have to take emotional turns. I am just excited to hear what you have to say. So I am going to tag the wonderful Steph from Handbagholic, Gwenny from Styled by Gwenny, Fuchsia Floyd, Adam from Adam's House of Style, the wonderful Dale's Addiction, and Connor from the channel The Closet can't wait to hear your thoughts, everyone. Thank you so much as always for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye now. Mwah.